Unbelievable! Incredible! Unbelievable!
Save! And Spark are champions! Good up, Pepe!
Goal! It doesn't get any better than that!
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Game and Frame broadcast coming to you live from the Sousa Sports Complex in Central Islip, Long Island. My name is Francis Argueta, and I am thrilled to present you a fantastic matchup in the Northeast American playoffs. We are in the semifinals, and the New York Renegades face New York Empire in what promises to be a fierce battle. For the Renegades, this is the heritage we have been used to for a long time now, while the Empire look to make history with a statement win today. The winner will advance to face either Braveheart SC or Lancaster FC in the final next week. Those teams play tomorrow. But first, hold on to your seats and stay right where you are. Today is what dreams are made of, and those dreams will turn into reality soon. In just a couple minutes, it's Renegades, it's Empire, and it's on its way to you next.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University, and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together, and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game and Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalized approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division I programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
Hey, mate, you good? Good, mate.
Boris, do you guys got more water? Yeah. No, it's like done. Yeah, if you don't mind, yeah. Take your, not right this second, but whenever you can.
The stage is set tonight for what is sure to be an exciting match of soccer from beginning to end. We have the New York Empire, the New York Renegades, headed your way next. And in the meantime, we will start out with the starting lineups with the home team. That'll be the Renegades. In goal, it'll be Eric Edwards with the back four of Christian Garcia, Samuel Cáceres, OJ Bedward, and Francisco Flores. Above them, it'll be the middle, consisting of Rodrigo Descalzo, Oscar Rivas, and Milton Campos. Above them, it'll be Sebastian Ruiz, Junior Rosero, and Angelo Quintanilla. For the Empire, it is Justin Silva in net with the back three of George Youssef, Trevor Henderson, and Malcolm Sweat. Midfield consists of five today: Tim DeMay, Nico Reynoso, Cooper Flax, Edward Speed, and below them, it'll be Daniel Moya with the six. Up top, Mason Chetty and MG Goose. A star-studded event. Semi-final action. Next week will be the final, but before then, we'll declare a winner today and tomorrow to see who will be the two teams facing for the Northeast North American playoffs. The teams will start getting into position. The crowd continues to flow in here on this nice temperate Central Islip evening from the Sousa Sports Complex. In the table, Renegades finished in first place, 9 wins, 1 draw, while the Empire finished 7 wins, 2 draws, and 1 defeat. They come in third place today wearing black and yellow. The Renegades you see in orange and blue. We are now just awaiting the main official's whistle to get this ball rolling. And there's the whistle we were looking for. It is Renegades, it is Empire, and it is on its way to you next. Renegades start with the ball, wearing the orange, and already an interception waiting to happen for the Empire, but Renegades escaped as they push down the left side in orange. Here they go, moving forward. Ruiz puts the ball into the box, and it is deflected away by George Youssef. Reynoso looking to start the counter going, but instead it gets intercepted. There's a long shot taken and far off target for the first shot of the game by way of the Renegades. Junior Rosero testing out that foot early on. They'll look to take advantage of every single position that they get. This Empire defense is very well solidified, but this Renegades offense is a hard task to handle. Empire entered today's match after a 2-0 win over Union SC coming from New Jersey. And there's the first goal kick. Trying to prevent it from going out was Tim DeMay, but unsuccessful in doing so. It'll be a Renegades throw-in. Trying to force the action instead. Empire get the ball right back. Renegades enters today's match after an 8-0 win versus Passaic FC from New Jersey. In that game, Rodrigo Descalzo hat-trick, Gino Rosero brace, and goals from Milton Campos, Oscar Rivas, and Mauricio Puerto gave the win to the Renegades. Flack switches the ball over to his teammate there. Now it goes over to Trevor Henderson. With the captain's badge today, it'll be George Youssef. And here he is now, handing it off to DeMay, the tall winger. Often plays striker, multifaceted athlete here. Plenty of talent on both of these rosters. Here is one of them, Daniel Moya, back to Tim DeMay. And now over to Chetty, the speedy forward, looking for an opening, avoiding the tackle. This time, though, gets intercepted, and Renegades come out on top. Now they're looking for a counterattack opportunity. They hold the ball still, long shots, and once again off target. But now the chances are coming Renegades' way. They are shooting with a purpose. Anytime they see Justin Silva off his line. Moya prevents that ball from getting intercepted, and now he takes it down the middle of the field. This is Nico Reynoso, switching it over to the right side of the pitch. Flax on the ball now. Back to Reynoso. Reynoso with a long shot, but easy to handle there by the Jamaican goalkeeper, Eric Edwards, in net for the Renegades. There's a long, powerful kick from the keeper. George Youssef versus Rosero. Youssef comes out on top, but it lands for Renegades. There's a pass attempt there, intercepted by Empire. Still anybody's possession here, 50-50 ball. DeMay battling with number 11, Quintanilla. Quintanilla comes out on top, avoids a tackle from Youssef, goes down, and a foul is called by the linesman in a very dangerous position of the field. Empire not happy with that call, but nevertheless, it is the first free kick of the game by way of the Renegade. Quintanilla looks to be setting up in position. This one is coming in by Sebastian Ruiz, though. Here comes the ball into the box. Silva's to it first. And nice move there to avoid the tackle there by the Empire. This is MG Goose in the middle of the field looking for his option up the field. Chetty is making a run, doesn't get the ball that time from Flax, who holds possession instead. They look to switch the field, but instead that gets intercepted by the Renegade, and Ruiz is on the ball. This is Campos now. Ruiz looking for a long ball up the field. Instead, Justin Silva is away from his line and gets to the ball first. Nico pushing forward. Deflection ends up in Renegade ball. Very evenly started match here from both squads. Chetty gets the ball there, not able to control it this time. Goes all the way back to the goalkeeper, Edwards, once again. Ruiz back to his defenseman. Over to Edwards. Long ball once again, looking for Quintanilla this time. Yusuf gets the call that time for Empire.
Hey, Tim. Hey, Tim. Tim, just make sure you're helping George in 11. You're going to use it for his speed. Let's go.
There's a long ball from Yusuf looking for Shetty up top. DeMay gets to the rebound. Cooper Flax now fakes a shot, takes down his defender. Still Flax on the ball, and a shot goes just above the crossbar. First attempt of the match for the Empire ends in a goal kick. Both teams already threatening in the early stages of this match. They've had their fair share of shots, fair share of calls as well. Edwards telling his defense to maintain calm. Good touch there by the midfielder, Descalzo. And Empire gets the ball. Play on from the ref. Both teams so far seems like they're throwing jabs at each other. Not yet with the knockout punch. This time this ball goes out of bounds for a goal kick for Edwards. Stick around to Game and Frame tomorrow as we have another game headed your way. It is the Long Island Rough Riders facing Hudson Valley Hammers at 6 p.m. UCL 2 Metropolitan Division Conference. Also, July 2nd, Staten Island Monarchs versus the Long Island Rough Riders, 7 p.m. in the same Metropolitan Division. And Ironbound SC faces Morris Elite SC, 7:30 p.m. Metropolitan Division on July 2nd. So the action doesn't end this weekend. And there's a kick by Edwards, almost won there by DeMay. Not handled well the first time by Caceres, but he's able to get it the second time around. There goes the ball lifted up to Descalzo down the right wing. He's one-on-one with Trevor Henderson. He passes it on now. Number 24, Rivas, goes down, and another free kick called by Renegades. Silva is starting to now set up his wall before this free kick gets taken by the Renegades. Once again, in a dangerous position of the field. It'd be cheeky to take it from here, but looks more like a ball for a set play here. We'll see what Rivas comes up with this time. And he does take it straight into the hands of Justin Silva, who makes a comfortable save. And now Silva holding the ball, waiting for his team to get set. Here it comes to DeMay. DeMay almost intercepted there by Quintanilla, who keeps the pressure on for Renegades. Very much not unfamiliar territory for the New York Renegades, a club with a lot of success over the past few years. made a deep run last year. And Boris Linares expects more from his team this time around. Youssef pushing forward for Empire now. Quintanilla blasted off the foot, but it remains Empire ball. Now Flex gets the ball in the middle of the field. No pressure on him. Tons of space and time to work with. Lifts the ball over to DeMay, who tries to get to that ball first. The linesman makes no signal yet. But the main official signals for a throw-in headed for the Renegade. In comes the ball for the boys in orange, trying to get it out of their zone. And it goes out of bounds for a throw-in for Empire. Here comes Cooper Flax. Moya avoids the tackle but gives the ball over to Rivas, who wins it for Renegades. And he gets taken down by a slide tackle from Moya. Once again, another challenge. And now they're looking for Descalzo on the quick kick. He gets taken down on the other end. And another foul called against the Empire. Once again, Renegades has something to work with here. And it gets taken quickly with Quintanilla. Back to Descalzo. Looks to have gotten Empire sleeping. Gets taken down by a sliding tackle in an even more dangerous position of the field. No car signal from the main official. Well, Renegades look to be taking advantage of the opportunities that are handed over to them. 12 minutes in, and this is the best chance yet. What can the boys in orange come up with from this position of the field?
Hey, just keep an eye on Sebas too, Chetty. Stay, but just in case. Yeah, you can stay.
3-man wall here to block the vision of the free kick taker. Tons of tall options in the middle of the box to choose from. The whistle is blown, and here comes the free kick, taken straight on and way off target, unfortunately. Expensive bill there, potentially, off of that car that hit in the parking lot. Silva happy to see it go away for a goal kick. And today's Game and Frame broadcast is sponsored by Salt Athletic. Salt has made the world's freshest, most advanced cleat bag. The air case uses antimicrobial technology to block smell, making for odor-free car rides and houses. Salt is offering the Game and Frame community an exclusive discount. Scan the QR code to get 10% off and keep it fresh. Youssef was looking for DeMay down the left side. Seems like Empire has been very much dominant down this left side of the pitch. Very little has been seen from the right side. This time they're not able to connect with the long ball. Here comes the ball in for Renegade. Gets intercepted by Empire. Avoiding the challenge is MG Goose. He gets it over to Chetty. Not able to get the best of touches there. Still bouncing on the edge of the box. And Renegades manages to get it out of the way. And a long ball taken quickly but intercepted by Sweat. And it is still Empire ball. And now it's Renegades running on the offensive. Here, Sebastian Ruiz. Tons of speed, but this time gets the slide tackle to get a throw-in for the Renegade. Taken quickly. Here's Campos over to Rivas in the center of the field. Looks for his options and finds it down here. It is Flores down the right side of the pitch. Gets a back ball service. fakes the pass back to Descalzo. And nice ball there to find Rivas in the middle of the pitch. And there's another through ball now for Rosero, who takes a shot, and it finds its way in the back of the net for the first goal of the match. It is Renegade who go up top 1-0. Perfectly timed pass finds the forward, the number 9, the main man up top, and the Renegade go up top in what is the 16th minute of the match to take a 1-0 lead over the Empire. Rosero hadn't gotten much of the ball up to this point, but it was a perfectly timed ball. Lifted up on the edge of the semicircle, and Rosero puts the finishing touches, as you would expect him to do, to put the Renegades up top. Now this is Empire with the ball, looking for a response. Descalzo continues to put on that pressure that he is very much known for on this team. Trying not to give an inch. Reynoso gets the ball and loses it, but it gets kicked out of bounds for an Empire throw-in. When Renegades finds an open space, they will make you pay if you don't close it out enough. Rosero made that statement true there as they go up top 1-0, but it's still very much early in this match. It can go either way. Two high potent offenses. This time gets won over by the defense of Renegades, and they're looking for more. Here's Rivas looking to settle things down here with the team now having the lead. Switched over to Samuel Cáceres, captain of this Renegade squad, over to Francisco Flores. And Flores doesn't see the upcoming tackle by Flax, but it bounces their way anyway. Here's another long ball looking for Descalzo. Descalzo can get on the other end of that, and there's a sliding challenge, and it still manages to find the back of the net for the second goal of the match. Renegades doubles their lead. It is 2-0. Descalzo, coming off a hat trick, finds another one, make it 4 in the last 2, and he doubles up the lead for the Renegade, 2-0, 17 minutes in. And the hill is getting tougher to climb now for the Empire. Wow, those two passes and the two finishes were executed to perfection to give the Renegades the lead they've been working for in this first half. Rosero coming off a brace, Descalzo coming off a hat trick, and both men score early stages of this match. All right, Moya now here for the Empire. No matter what, it is still less than 20 minutes into the first half. Anything can happen with two very good, well-organized squads. Goose gets the throw in there for Empire. Chetty looking to cut inside. And Empire were looking for the corner. Instead, it gets deflected off of Chetty, and they get a goal kick through the Renegades. Here come Renegades playing from the back once again. They have subtly taken command of this game with the 2-0 lead. Edwards lift the ball over to Flores. Flores does well to avoid the tackle. Here comes Quintanilla now over to Flores, who has tons of space to work with down this right side. It has options in the middle as well. Rosero asking for the ball, and it gets intercepted by Trevor Henderson in just of the nick of time. Cáceres now has a ball to deal with here, and it lands over to Big 12 O.J. Bedward, who calmly passes it back to Edwards in net, and once again get control of the ball. Christian Garcia now, number 5 by way of Honduras, plays a ball up the pitch. Ruiz was the man trying to get on the other end of that. Instead, Empire kicks the ball out, and Renegades have another throw-in to work with. 20 minutes down, 2-0 lead for the New York Renegade as they look to be headed towards the final. Empire now has a 2-goal deficit to overcome in what'll be about 70 minutes left of regular time to go. Flores gets this ball once again with tons of space, puts a ball into the box, goes over everybody. Ruiz tries to keep it in bounds. He does. Fakes a service here, cuts inside, has some speed to work with, puts another ball into the box, looking for Descalzo. It goes out of bounds instead, and they have another throw in here. Here comes Ruiz, looking to switch the ball over to Flores if he can get to it. Instead, a little too strong, goes out of bounds, and Empire regain possession. Main official giving the word to the captain of the Empire, George Youssef. Youssef goes to Henderson. Reynoso now with the long ball, looking for the speedy man. Chetty up top. Chetty not able to control it, and that was maybe the best opportunity of the game so far for Empire. Here comes Bedward. Over to Garcia. Nearly intercepted there, but Ruiz comes out on top, and he looks to switch the ball over to the goalkeeper once again. Dangerous position there, dangerous ball. Renegades somehow still contain possession up until now. Daniel Moya wins it back for Empire. Here is Youssef now. Empire looking for the openings just like Renegade was able to do. They are trying to come up with something here over to Flax. Intercepted there by Renegade. And there's a foul in a dangerous area of the pitch, this time for Empire. We'll see if the yellow is shown, and it is for that sliding challenge. It looked like it was in the direction of Youssef that yellow card was shown. The man is still down for Renegades, but slowly getting up. Looks like he'll get some attention here. Looks like Empire will be in a good position here to take this free kick. They have good free kicks takers like Nico Reynoso on this squad. Francisco Flores was the man on the pitch. Now back to his feet to look to defend this set piece coming from Empire. We have about 24 minutes down, about 21 minutes to go in the first half. Flax setting behind the ball. Flores has to exit the pitch after getting assistance from the physio here, so he can't defend this set piece. Though he tried to disguise himself among the orange jerseys. It'll be a 4-man wall here. Flax sets up behind the ball. So does Nico Reynoso. I believe that is Rosero who edges away from the wall. Now it is 3-man. This could very much be taken directly. We'll see what they come up with on this play. It is Cooper. Cooper goes straight to the ball, and it is a comfortable save there in the end by Eric Edwards. And he quickly takes it over for Francisco Flores, who was able to go back in. And now he lifts it up. Over to Quintanilla, who was in an offside possession. Here comes Sweat now looking for his options. Reynoso has some space to work with. Over to DeMay. And now here is Flax with a nice ball. Gets it right back by Chetty, but too strong. He has to see if he can keep it in bounds. He does. Tim DeMay showing support. Flax fakes across. Saves it. Hands it over to Reynoso. And Rivas clears it out of the way. Dropped down by Empire. Flax trying to lift that up for either MG or Chetty. Instead, MG dives and fouls Rivas, and Renegades gets another free kick. It's been very much a very chippy match in the first opening minutes of this game. You can expect more of the same as the match progresses. Renegades continues to hold their 2-0 lead that they've maintained from the 17th minute of the first half. Cáceres over to Garcia. Here comes Junior Rosero. Switches the field looking for Quintanilla. It bounces past DeMay. Quintanilla now has a ball to put into the box if he can. He crosses it and it goes out of bounds. It'll be a corner for the New York Renegade. DeMay very fortunate to recover just in the nick of time after mishandling the first cross. Ends up in another corner kick for the Renegades, their second of the match. The ball is coming, crossing from the right side of the pitch. Here comes the ball, looking for Big 12 up top. Goes out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for Justin Silva. And Silva will have some time to work with here to reset his offense. They've rebounded somewhat well after going down by 2 goals. The opportunities haven't been as clear for Renegades since. In fact, Empire has had some chances to work with themselves. Goose recovers. Now there's an option here. That it is Flax going down the right side. Flax puts the ball into the box, and it goes above the crossbar for an Eric Edwards goal kick. Both teams have had opportunities, but it is Renegades that has converted theirs twice now. Empire still looking for the first goal of the match. There goes another big kick from Eric Edwards, looking for his men up top. Empire to it first. And Chetty is running for that ball. Chetty can get there. Chetty can take a shot. And it is a diving save by Edwards. And it ends up in a goal kick as well. The Jamaican goalkeeper, Jamaican Thunder. And I'm waiting to see what is going on here. The referee is signaling to the middle. It should be a goal kick, and it is. Looks like both sides were confused as to what was going to happen there. But Edwards, another great save to keep the clean sheet up to this point. Over quickly to Big 12. This is Milton Campos. Campos avoids the tackle, continues going forward. Play on, says the referee, and he gets the whistle this time as he lost possession. Plenty of speed on the squad. Looks like it was a throw-in instead. Junior Rosero may be in the opening, but offside call there just a fraction too soon. And the line played well for Empire. Cooper waiting for his options to open. Over to the captain, Youssef. And that gets intercepted by Rivas. Rivas gets past Moya. Moya now over to Rosero. Rosero, no flag raised. Rosero puts it across the box. There's a shot, and there's a third goal for the Renegade, who now take a 3-0 lead. Descalzo brace. It is the 30th minute, and they're up by a score of 3-0. These passes, these finishes are proving too much to handle for the Empire. It is now a 3-0 lead for the Renegades, and they taste the final 60 minutes away from it if they maintain this 3-0 lead. Descalzo's looking for another hat trick and maybe more. Tons of time to work for it. And this great defense from the Empire is getting shredded up to this point. The passing's just too good from the Renegades. And now Empire will look to prevent a blowout. They need to get a goal in, preferably in what is left of the first half, which is about 15 minutes. If someone can make that happen, it is Reynoso, who is now on the ball and looking over for Chetty. Chetty avoids the tackle. Chetty cuts outside. He has the May to work with, and the May takes a shot, but it is off target, and it is a goal kick for Eric Edwards. Reminder, Renegades are coming off an 8-0 victory, so this is nothing new to them. It was a 2-0 win for the Empire heading into this match. Clean sheet is out of the question. They need a goal to get back into this match. Instead, though, here it is Milton Campos avoiding the tackle over to Sebastian Ruiz. Ruiz going down the left wing. Now he can put in a cross or take a shot. That gets deflected. It'll be a throw-in, says the referee. First place in the table, Renegades is looking for the final. They will look to play the winner of Braveheart and Lancaster, by Pennsylvania. Ruiz handles the ball, plays back to his teammates, and they switch the field once again over to Francisco Flores. Descalzo over to Flores and back to Cáceres, the Paraguayan captain of this Renegade squad. Looks like they are now playing keep away, maintaining possession, building up from the back as they have a big buffer zone over the Empire. Edwards was looking for Quintanilla. Instead, it was too strong this time around. It'll be a throw-in for Tim DeMay to take. George over to Malcolm Sweat. Here comes Captain George Youssef looking for Chetty. Chetty gets to the ball now, but it's awkward angle here. DeMay puts it first time. Not the best of services. Gets another ball lost in the wilderness over there. This Empire squad, very much a well-composed squad, but Renegades is pushing them to their limit up to this point. And we still have another 45 minutes to go. It is a corner kick that is set to be taken here for the man in black and yellow and comes into the box. And they get another corner off of it. It is a big man up top, Tim DeMay, who forces it. And it'll come from the opposite flag. Cooper Flax setting up here on the other end. In comes another service. Man is down. Edwards gets his fist to it. Now it's Ruiz. Ruiz fakes across, gets past Reynoso, and sends it over to Rosero. Instead, Silva's to it first. Reynoso now. Here comes Moya. Reynoso not able to handle it the first time, but manages to maintain possession for Empire. Flax, lovely move there to avoid the challenge, but there was Oscar Rivas to greet him on the other end. And Empire contain the ball here, get a throw in quickly. Flax now, over to Moya, over to Youssef. Here's Tim getting swarmed by orange jerseys. They are not making it easy on this Empire squad. Flax over to Goose. Now over to Chetty. Chetty has an opening. Chetty goes down in the box. No foul, says the referee. And Renegade look to clear it away. Reynoso gets on the other end of that clearance though. And it maintains Empire ball. Youssef, over to Moya. Flax. May bounce for Goose. This is speed now. Now it is DeMay. And DeMay not able to make the right pass there. Reynoso drops it down neatly over to Youssef now. Looks like there are orange jerseys wherever you look. Everybody is back to defend. Sweat manages to get to that ball, but he gives it away to Ruiz. Now Rosero can be a dangerous man if he can contain this ball here. Nicely timed tackle. Pushes the Renegades back. Now Garcia over to Campos. And now another ball is lifted over to Ruiz, who is onside. Nope. There is the late flag raised. Is an offside call on the Renegade. And it is the 38th minute of the match. 3-0 lead for Renegades. We are 7 minutes from the halftime whistle. And after that, it'll be another 45 minutes to go from the Sousa Sports Complex in Central Islip, New York. Henderson over to Sweat, who has a lot of space to work with. He lifts it up, looking for Goose. That gets intercepted. And Descalzo looking to drop the ball, goes down, play on, says the referee. Now they're looking to play a long ball, looking for Quintanilla. And Youssef manages to get the front of his forehead on that ball. And Quintanilla would just let it roll out for an out of bounds throw in. Strong kick there to switch it over from Quintanilla over to Ruiz. And Ruiz had a tough time handling that one. And there is the yellow card shown there for the delay of game. Believe. That went to Christian Garcia, number 5 gets the first booking of the match for the Renegade. Moya. Over to Reynoso. Renegades now have a booked man in the back four. Could be a target for Empire. Instead, they continue to push down this left side. Flax with a lovely flick on there. Another one through the legs by Goose. And a third one almost made its way to Flax. Edwards goes down with that tackle. No foul called by the referee. And it'll be Empire with the throw-in. Would have been a thing of beauty if Flax was able to get on the other end of that back heel pass through the legs, but wasn't to be yet, as Empire continued to look for the first goal of the match for the black and yellow. They look to switch this ball over. Instead, against Tim DeMay on the ball. Over to George Youssef. Back to Tim. Being guarded by Quintanilla. Edwards speed. Reynoso. Descalzo goes down, but no call by the referee. Here comes George Youssef on the ball. Over to Goose. Looks to avoid the challenge. And the defense does what it can to get that ball out of harm's way. It'll be a throw-in for Empire. Goose, shifty as can be. Captain Cáceres does what he can to clear that ball, and it goes over to Junior Rosero. And Rosero manages to find Ruiz on the left side of the pitch. Ruiz has the space to work with. He can take the one-on-one. He takes a shot, and it is a save by Justin Silva. That could have been the first shot on goal that was saved, and Silva made a timely stop there as Empire get the play on whistle by the referee. Mason Chetty on the other end of this one. And he plays it back to Speed. And that yellow card is shown eventually. It is to Oscar Rivas of Renegade. And they'll have to retake the throw-in as the ref wasn't done writing his notes. Another booked for Renegade. Youssef, long ball, looking for Speed down the right wing. Speed not able to get there this time around. Empire hasn't done much down the right side of the pitch so far in this match. Maybe a task for them to do in the second half. 2 minutes to go of regular time before the first 45 minutes are done. And Renegade continue to defend their 3-0 lead.
You're going over here. Stay on your feet. Stay on your feet there.
Edwards taking his time with this goal kick. Has no need to rush. That was done quickly back to Edwards. Ever so strong of a foot that the Jamaican goalkeeper has. Rivas is on the other end of that one. Milton, I believe, is the one who was trying to control that but was unsuccessful in doing so. And Tim defended well by Flores. 1 more minute to go in the first half. Empire shut out up to this point. Empire perhaps building up to what could be one of the last opportunities of the first half. We'll see how much time is added.
30 seconds plus minimum of 2.
Minimum of 2 extra minutes will be added to the first 45. Goes out of bounds. It'll be for Empire once again. It is Goose.
Could be a minimum of 2 guys. 2 minutes minimum. 2 minutes, guys.
Looking for the cross, deflected. Still on the edge of the box, dangerous area of the pitch. Reynoso has a challenge, avoids it from Junior Rosero. Youssef does well to avoid the challenge from Quintanilla, goes down and earns himself a free kick. Reynoso into the box it goes, it deflects and it just goes over the crossbar. That was the best chance of the match for Empire, and it was just a couple of inches from finding the back of the net below the crossbar and getting Empire right into this match. Has somehow passed the big forest of tall defense that Renegades has, and it almost worked. Instead, here's Edwards with another goal kick, taken quickly over to Christian Garcia. Goose putting on the pressure on the back line. Flax now coming to help him. May over to Flores, who does well to avoid that challenge. Here comes to Descalzo on a hat trick. Quintanilla does well to keep that in bounds, and he lifts that ball just a little too strong. And it was an offside call on Rosero anyway. We are about 10 seconds from the 2 minutes being done. Does Empire have another chance here? George sends it over, looking for speed once again, but they don't connect. And there is the halftime whistle. Renegades enters the break, 3-0 lead. Junior Rosero goal and a brace from Rodrigo Descalzo has the team up top by 3 goals over the New York Empire. Halftime is on its way. Make sure to keep an eye on the May Save of the Month, which is headed your way next.
Up top, can't quite control it. Blasky back out with a long shot. Oh, and the touch on the crossbar! A great save there from the keeper.
Redirected. Oh, Josh Levine. Superhuman gut reaction.
And Richmond County FC versus Greek Americans also playing as well as Sullivan could be in. Right footed shot! Corella is called into a big time save.
Saved! Gino Savoni redeems himself with a magnificent dive.
There, but no call. The shot tipped over. What a save by Chilingarian. Every single inch of him needed to get that one.
Great ball. Giuseppe Barone, left footed shot, stopped incredibly well. Aldo Munoz.
The outlet player, and Cuso comes out with it, has a hit, and oh, what a touch by Delson. I can't believe he got fingertips to that one. I'm not sure if that was the deflection or just the shot, but what an athletic save from Delson to keep that ball out of the net.
To cement their second victory. Here comes the ball looking for Tim DeMay. DeMay takes a shot, and there's a save by Dennis Mejia.
Shot, Borisevic! Swatting it away just in time, just enough bounce.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University and I play forward. The salt air case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game and Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division I programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
We are just about ready for kickoff of the second half here from the Central Islip Sousa Sports Complex. Waiting for the main official's whistle. And there it is. It is Renegades in orange and blue versus the New York Empire. Semifinal action of the Northeast North American Conference. It is the Renegades home team for today with a 3-0 victory, 3-0 lead, excuse me, in the first 45 minutes. It was Junior Rosero, goal and brace from Rodrigo Descalzo, who continues his form. Both men do, coming off their goal performance from the last game. Malcolm Sweat on the ball now. Sub was made here for the New York Renegades. Jason Green enters the pitch for Francisco Flores, who is on a yellow. Long shot taken, tests the goalkeeper off his line. Silva makes a safe save there to maintain possession for Empire. This is how it started in the first half. A lot of long shots to test the keeper. Make sure he's in position to make those saves. And Empire had to continue to defend the forces of the Renegades offense. They kept pounding, kept attacking, and ended up converting on 3 separate occasions to give their team the lead. Sweat nicely done there to avoid the tackle. Long clearance there by Christian Garcia. Allows the ball to enter the forest, literal forest back here. It's going to be tough to get that ball back. And Chetty goes down on the pitch. It is an Empire free kick in the early stages of this second half. It is 8:40 on this very nice Saturday evening. A light breeze here. Cool us down from the early blistering heat that we had. Reynoso puts the ball into the box, goes past everybody. Quintanilla crosses it out of bounds for an Empire throw-in. Quintanilla, Ruiz, Rosero, Descalzo, everybody had a little bit to do with this 3-0 lead that Renegades has. And here comes Descalzo now on 2 goals so far, looking for the hat trick once again. Continues to contain the ball, takes on everybody. Can he take a solo goal? And it's just off the woodwork. And it almost ended in a glorious hat trick goal, but it wasn't to be, at least not yet. Garcia maintains possession for the Renegade. And here is Rivas, pressed on by Reynoso. Plays back to the Paraguayan captain, Samuel Cáceres. Goes over to Campos. And now back to the Jamaican goalkeeper, who had a great save in the first half to keep this clean sheet alive. Garcia. Plays it down the line, kept in bounds. Sweat sends it right back, and it is still in bounds. Goose now plays it on for speed. Goose gets taken down, and another free kick earned here by the black and yellow. Quickly taken here. Taken too quickly for the main official's taste there. Telling Reynoso to signal him when he is ready so he can prepare himself. That time just a bit too quick. Trying to keep Renegades defense slacking, as the kids say. The kids say that, right, Ben? Reynoso with another free kick. Into the box it goes. There's a header, and there's a shot by DeMay, and a lovely save there by Edwards. Makes a long dive and contains the clean sheet. And now Renegades is on the counter. But Youssef first to that ball. Another great save here by Edwards. Speed passes it on to Moya. Now Cooper Flax. Back to Cooper. No subs up to this point for the Empire. Coach Max Sparrow trusting his squad up to this point. And the foul gets called there. Another one for Empire. And just to clarify, 3 yellows as we see fireworks in the background over there coming from Duck Stadium most likely. There was 3 yellow cards in the first half for Renegades. Oscar Rivas, Christian Cáceres, and Francisco Flores, who was subbed off in the second half with the yellows. Wasn't clear whether George Youssef got one in the first half, but got that clarified by the main official at halftime. And Empire still no yellows so far in this match. About 5 minutes down in the second half with the same score as the first. Rosero has 3 goals in his last 2. Descalzo 5 in his last 2. He has plenty of time to get a second hat trick. Nice sportsmanship there as Descalzo gets things going once again. Cáceres switches it over to Garcia. Over to Big 12, O.J. Bedward. Edwards, a long ball. And gets past the leaping DeMay and lands now for Quintanilla. Quintanilla cuts inside. Quintanilla gets taken down. Youssef continues to make his frustrations heard. No yellow up to this point. Instead, though, Quintanilla in a good position to earn his team this free kick. More subs are set to take place from both squads as the Arons are set to come onto the pitch. Number 27 is set to enter as well, Kyle Ming for the Renegade. And trainer is being asked for. A little bit of confusion here as Quintanilla will make his case to remain on the pitch. This free kick will be taken and the subs will await to enter. Couple of options here for Renegades to take this free kick. And now it is down to 1. I believe that is Quintanilla getting set to take this dangerous set piece. And it goes directly to goal, saved by Silva, leaping, diving save, forces a corner for the Renegade. And we'll see if these subs are allowed to enter the pitch now. Here's a signal from the 4th official. The main ref lets it go, but don't believe he is. This free kick corner is going to be taken instead. And it goes, looking for a header. There is a header, and it goes over the crossbar for a goal kick. Now the subs will enter the pitch for both squads. MG Goose and Edward Speed exit for Empire. Christian Garcia exits for the Renegade. DeMay is actually off the pitch. Excuse me. It looks like Edward will remain on the pitch. Kirol and Kikwan scored a goal each a couple of weeks ago on this pitch. They now enter for Empire, looking to provide more of the same for their team to come back into this match. Renegades will not be content with just the 3 goals. They are used to far more than this. Back pass over to Edward. Dangerous. Chetty was lurking, but Edwards manages to keep it on his feet, clears it away, but here is Flax for Empire. Kikwan back to Nico Reynoso. Reynoso, middle of the pitch, getting pressed by Ruiz. Kirol showing support, lifting the ball over to Chetty. Chetty is the man to target up front. He forces the corner there. Plenty of fast pace on those feet. Always a challenge for opponents. And it looks like that corner was nullified. It is going to be a goal kick from the Renegades. And Edwards will take the time that was granted to him getting that ball, defending the clean sheet up to this point. 3-0 lead. Descalzo and Rosero, the men on the score sheet. About 12 minutes into the second half. And now the yellow is shown to the goalkeeper. Make that number 4 on the Renegades. More time wasting. And there is a long kick. Slowly but surely from Edwards there, as now it is 50-50. Balls bouncing in the middle of the field. It lands to Daniel Moya. Reynoso seems to be the guy to target in the middle of the field, but Renegades not giving him the space he is looking for. There is a long clearance by the defense of the Renegades, which goes out of bounds for the Empire. Here comes speed over to Reynoso. Reynoso loses that ball. Ruiz pounces on it, and now he's looking to take on Sweat, making him sweat. One-on-one, Ruiz takes it on the edge of the box. It goes over to Rosero, and it is an offside call. Just a fraction too soon, as Rosero was looking for number 2 tonight. It is quite evident on these counter-attack open space plays by the Renegades why they are so dangerous. And as it bounces all the way to Justin Silva, we'll remind you of the games headed your way on Game and Frame. Tomorrow it'll be Long Island Rough Riders facing Hudson Valley Hammers, 6 p.m. Metropolitan Division of the USL 2. Wednesday, July 2nd, Staten Island Monarchs face Long Island Rough Riders, 7 p.m. USL Metropolitan 2. Also, July 2nd, it'll be Ironbound SC versus Morris Elites, 7:30. All those games you can catch, as always, on your Game and Frame broadcasts. Long kick going forward. Quintanilla fighting for it. Youssef goes down and earns his team a free kick. Silva plays on to Malcolm. Chetty, strong challenge there. Still no yellow shown. Sweat now getting ready to take this free kick. Looks like it is going into the box. Big 12. Nope, that is not Big 12. But it goes out. Thank you, coach. As that goes out of bounds, it'll be a corner for Empire, sending those tall men up top. Kikwan being one of them, one of the subs that entered the pitch. It is taken quickly. Now here comes the service into the box and a long shot. It is off target. Another windshield that gets the brunt of that shot. Still a 3-0 lead for the Renegades. On the bright side for the Empire, they have done better to defend the opportunities, but still have no goal to show for it on their end, as we are about 16 minutes into the second half. And here comes Descalzo looking for the opening, goes down, no foul called by the referee. Moya pushing down the middle. Youssef now. Here is Kiro down the left wing. He finds Reynoso. Reynoso avoids the challenge. Here comes another. He goes down. And another foul called against the Renegades. This one on Jason Green. Taken quickly by the Empire. Kiro testing that speed down the left wing. There's a sliding challenge there and a foul against. Steven Rojas will look to enter the pitch now for Empire, sporting the number 8. Daniel Moya exits in his place. Reminder about the May Save of the Month. You can go on our Instagram page at Game and Frame to place your vote. Voting ends tomorrow just before midnight, 11:59 p.m. Make your vote count, as the winner can win an Salt Aircase salt bag. And looks like someone is getting attention here for the Renegades, as time continues to tick off the clock. Renegades defending their 3-0 lead. Winner of today's match will face the winner of Braveheart versus Lancaster, which will take tomorrow. It'll take place tomorrow, and the final will be next weekend. Mauricio Puerto looks to be getting ready to enter the pitch as someone exits.
Angelo's coming off, Mauricio's going on.
Angelo Quintanilla exits the pitch and Mauricio enters in his place. Big shoes to fill. Quintanilla has had himself a very good first half, but this Renegade squad has tons of talent on the starting lineup and the bench to work with. Here is one of them. Sebastian Ruiz cuts inside, looking to take on Steven Rojas. Goes back to Kyle Ming. Ruiz has black jerseys around him. Goes to Big 12. OJ Bedward. It finds its way over to Edwards. And here comes a long ball down the front and into the hands of Silva, just on the edge of his box, who was able to get to that first. 20 minutes down in the second half, still same score as the first. Empire not on the score sheet yet. What can they come up with to make that change and give them a bit of life? Here comes an opportunity to do so. Defense is to it first. Chetty's still fighting for it with Ming. Luis drops it down, but it's won by Empire. Rojas taken down by Ming once again. Flax now takes on one defender. Looking for the pass, isn't able to get past Ribas. Is still bouncing anybody's way. Flax remains on the ball. Ribas on a yellow. Does just enough to get Flax out of position and not earn himself a yellow card, and Flax forces it down the middle into the box, and it goes out of bounds for another goal kick, which Edwards will happily take. And reminder, Edwards already on a yellow. Doesn't want to push his luck here. Edwards eventually kicks that ball up the front, looking for Rosero. It lands for Puerto. Speed does well to win it off of Puerto. Kiro earns his team a free kick. The crowd looking to push on Aaron and Empire. There's a yellow card shown. Another one for the layup game, it seems. Trying to confirm what number that is from our angle. 25 looks like Mauricio Puerto, who comes onto the pitch as a sub and gets himself a quick yellow card. Make that 5 yellows for the Renegades. A couple which are off the pitch now, but it was a relatively silly yellow to earn for Mauricio there. Man is down for Renegades. Another one that may require attention is Scalzo. And another yellow card shown. This one, I believe, goes to Empire. And Physio gets the signal from the main official to enter the pitch, give Descalzo some treatment. We are close or past the halfway mark now for the second half. Still trying to get confirmation on who just got that yellow card for Empire. We'll take the chance here to remind you today's Game and Frame broadcast is sponsored by Salt Athletic. Salt has made the world's freshest, most advanced cleat bag. The air case uses antimicrobial technology to block smell, making for odor-free car rides and houses. Salt is offering the Game and Frame community an exclusive discount. Scan the QR code to get 10% off and keep it fresh. Descalzo slowly making his way up to his feet. We'll see if he's able to resume. Trying to get confirmation on that yellow card for Empire. And another sub will be taken here for the Renegades. Number 8, Johans Alexander will be making his way onto the pitch. Yo-yo, they call him.
When the player that committed the foul gets a yellow, he does not have to come off. Fight the trainer. Can we do something? Can we do something, please? Next one.
Edwards takes this goal kick quickly. Well, free kick it is. Over to Ming. Bedward tempting the challenge from Empire. Ribas manages to keep the ball at his feet. And now Renegades is up and going once again. Down the right it goes. Middle of the field. Now they're looking to switch it over to Ruiz. Not strong enough to get to him. Flax wasn't able to control that pass either. And a header there by Rojas trying to keep the possession for Empire. They're putting the high press on Renegades. Edwards does well to avoid the challenge there. A fake goal kick. Ruiz back to Ming. And back to Ruiz. Ruiz with that intense pace of his pushes forward. Finds Oscar Rivas. Ruiz gets the ball back to him and he switches it over now. Beautifully done. Tons of space to work with down the right side of the pitch. Here's Oscar. Bedward over to Ming. Back to Kyle. Sporting number 27. About a little less than 20 minutes to go in the second half. Still the same score as the first. Scoring has settled, but Renegades continue to command the possession of this game. There he goes in the middle. Nice move there to get through the challenge, but it ends up in Henderson's feet. Almost gives it away, but speed is there to recover for Renegades, for Empire, excuse me, and he avoids the challenge there. Kikwan looking to play on the left winger. I believe that is Flax down there. Goes out of bounds, and another sub will take place here for New York Renegades. Oscar Rivas, number 24, will be the player that comes off in place of Yo-Yo Alexander, another player exiting the pitch who was on a yellow.
Come on. Let's go.
The sub is on the pitch now. It is Yo-Yo Alexander. Speed now. Plays it on to Aaron. Kiro trying to battle for the ball. Big, strong body there by the Renegades. Forces the goal kick. And Edwards has some more time to work with here. It has really settled down in terms of the pace. The chippiness has continued as you'd expect for a semifinal game. But here comes one of those chances for the Renegades, and there could be an opening here. And Silva's off his line just in time to win that battle and kick it out of bounds. $17 minutes to go for the second half. 3-goal deficit still for the Empire. Another throw-in will be taken here. It goes in. Trying to keep it in bounds, but unsuccessful in doing so. It goes out of bounds for a goal kick. Looks like number 19, Wilbur Gomez, will be entering the pitch for the black and yellow. George Youssef will be the player exiting in his place. Clearly of offensive move for the black and yellow, as it is desperation time. They had 3 goals to score in the last 15 or so minutes to keep this game alive. Here comes Rojas now. And it's a poorly given ball over to Descalzo. He's already on 2 goals. A little bit of miscommunication there. It lands here for Renegades still. They look to switch the ball over. Rojas is there in position to prevent that from happening. Gomez makes an early action on the ball. Rojas does well. Ming sends it over to the captain, Samuel Cáceres, whose job has been relatively smooth for today's match. Haven't been saying his name too often in today's game. Another sub here coming for the Renegades. Number 10 enters the pitch, Mateus Cariel. And he takes off Milton Campos for what is remaining of this game. 5 subs have been made now for the Renegades. Ruiz, swarmed by yellow and not on the right page there with Ming, gives it away right back to Empire. Here comes the ball over to Speed from the UK, and that ball is nearly given away. Ruiz is on the other end of that now, makes a run here. Ball is put into the end of the box, and a sliding tackle forces a corner, but prevents the 4th goal from entering the back of the net for the Renegade. Ruiz getting prepped to take this corner. Time continues to tick off the clock. Renegades has been a little more defensive in the second half, protecting that 3-0 lead. Here comes the ball. There's a big body in the air who goes down, and the ball lands at Cooper Flack's feet. They have some options here, but Flax doesn't make his mind up in time. Instead, the tackle leads to Edwards making a clearance. And nice touch there by the Renegades to keep that ball in play. Big 12, big body. Over to Ming, back to Big 12. Back to the keeper. And Ruiz wide open down the left. Plenty of time to work with, plenty of speed to work with behind those legs as well. He continues to push forward, looks to take on Sweat. He goes, cuts outside, he takes a shot, and it is far off target this time around. All that was needed was the finish. But a sigh of relief for Justin Silva. Number 21, Ronald Charles, will make his way onto the pitch when allowed to do so. Looks like Trevor Henderson will be the player to exit. Both captains now off the pitch for Empire. The band gets handed over to Edward Speed. Number 31 will enter Javon Wah for Renegades. And Descalzo exits, doesn't get the hat trick, but still 5 goals in 2 matches is nothing to sniff at. Six subs now for Renegades. Kikwan cuts outside. He puts the ball across the box, but nobody is there to meet that ball. Instead, it's Ming. Over to Ruiz. Ruiz looked to have kept that ball in play, but the signal is raised by the linesman.
Yeah, you got one on the other side too.
In comes the ball. Wilbur Gomez now looking for the space, but he gives it away to Ruiz. And he sends the ball over to Rosero. That is not the man you want on the ball if you're Empire. Rosero uses that speed to try to get past Charles. He goes back outside for support. And here comes the orange jerseys to show help. Nearly given away there, but Done well by the captain Caceres to keep that Renegades ball, and back to the keeper it goes.
It's time.
Back to Edwards, who is looking at another clean sheet if things remain the same. That time the ball is given away back to the Empire. But they have very few minutes left in this match to turn things around. 10 minutes left of the 90. We're 10 minutes away from the final. Good hustle there shown by Renegades. The ball is lifted and it goes out of bounds. Speed has plenty of space. They're giving them the space now. What can they do with it? Here's Flax. He and Reynoso have seen much of the ball here for the Empire squad. Kiro cuts inside. It lands for Flax. Flax takes a long distance shot and a diving stop by Edwards once again. Comfortable save from the big man up top in net. And Kiro is down on the ground for Empire. The winner of the Northeast playoffs, which will be determined next week, heads on to the National Last 32. And that winner will play the winner of the New England playoffs. So big things at stake moving forward after today. Kikwan looks to be getting on the other end of this ball. He cuts and does enough. Well, nope, he didn't. There is the flag raised by the linesman. It is going to be a goal kick for Eric Edwards to handle. Another sub will be taking place for Empire as Mason Chetty is the latest of which to exit the pitch. David Sanchez will be the one to take his place by way of Mexico. Edwards getting ready to take this goal kick. Sends it as far up the pitch as he can over to Malcolm Sweat. And it makes his way over to the other goalkeeper in today's match, Justin Silva. 7 minutes left of regular time to go. No goals scored in the second half, but the 3 that was scored in the first may be just enough for the Renegades to advance to another final. In comes the ball over for Yo-Yo Alexander. Nice intervention there by Wa. Good footwork shown there from the midfielder for Empire. Instead, here comes Junior Rosero. 1-on-2, but Rosero can do just enough if he gets that ball across, but Speed intercepts that cross from taking place. Nice footwork there by David Sanchez, a recently subbed on midfielder. And now it's Reynoso. Over to Kikwan. Flax avoiding the challenges. Went with the fancy work, but that is not what is needed at this stage in the game, not with this score line. Sweat lifts it up for Empire once again. Wilbur fights for that ball, preventing it.
He's out of the box.
And a long ball once again. Here comes Rosero. Can he make them pay this time? It is Ronald Charles defending Rosero, who is on a goal. And not the touch we were looking for there for Renegades. Over to Flax. Back to Reynoso. It's now or never for Empire. Took too long there, but it lands for Flax anyway. Flax cuts inside once again, and Wah is right there to meet him and handle the threat. Charles. Sanchez. A long ball here to switch it over to Steven Rojas. Does well to drop it at his feet, just on the edge of the box. Cuts inside, cuts outside, looking for the opening, and read well by Alexander. Another counterattack opportunity for the Renegades. Rosero plays it back. And gets the ball for Renegades throw in. Another sub to be taking place. It is Ruiz that is going to exit the pitch for the Renegades, and Justin Linares enters in his place, putting the finishing touches in what is so far a 3-0 shutout win for the New York Renegades.
Go Justin! Go Justin! Hey!
Rosero does enough to earn another throw-in for his team. About 4 minutes to go. 4 minutes from the final whistle. This time around next weekend, we will be in the final. Tomorrow, it is yet to be seen whether it'll be Braveheart or Lancaster who advances to face the winner of today's match. Rosero does well. There's a move there. Rebound. Lands to Empire. Key roll now. And that is out of harm's way for Renegades. They maintain possession here. Linares on the ball. Plays back to Wah. Linares lifts the ball in the middle of the pitch. Gives it away to Sanchez. Rojas back to Speed. Third captain of the match for Empire. And Ming has done really well since entering the pitch to help keep the clean sheet hopes alive for Renegades. Now just a couple of minutes away from making that happen. And here comes a long ball looking for the right winger here for Renegades. And not able to keep it in bounds. Goes out of bounds for Ronald Charles to play in. Flax. Renegades just 2 minutes away from familiar territory. Another final to be played for the orange and blue. Sanchez not able to connect that time around. Ronald took too long. And here comes the ball for Renegades, and it is another offside call on Rosero. Another sub to be taking place for Empire. It is going to be Carlos Martinez who comes on. Cooper Flax will exit in his place. Solid performance from the midfielder in today's match. And a player goes down for Renegades. Might just need a breather here. And he's back onto his feet. I believe that is Jason who comes back up. Here's the ball for Silva on the edge of the box. It can still land here for the black and yellow, and it doesn't. Here comes Renegades to clear it out of harm's way. Intercepted there, but given right back. And it's just a matter of time now for another final.
Minimum of 5, guys. Minimum of 5.
5 minutes
Minimum of 5.
now of extra time If things remain the same, Renegades will host the final next weekend. Charles lifts it up for Keyquan. They need something to give this crowd some hope. And there is a yellow card shown from the offense. Looks like some sort of elbow or slap to the back of the head of Nico Reynoso. Martinez plays it on for Reynoso, who does not give up on the battle just yet. And Reynoso, a little too active there, gets the free kick against him. This way for Renegades.
It was 5, we're 1 in. I saw one hand, so maybe I missed the other ones. If he told you 7, you got 5 showing, right?
Edwards takes this free kick. Speed to it first and lift it right back up to Junior, who is waiting for the service here if they can play it to him. Number 28 continues to dance and makes his way inside the box. He can still keep this ball alive, and it gets cleared for a corner. That was Jason Green, number 28, who kept the possession alive for Renegades and earned his team a corner kick to be taken 3 more minutes of extra time to go at least after this corner is taken. In comes the service, looking for a header. Kiro comes out on top. He plays it on to Reynoso, who still has some legs. Now Kiro plays it further up the pitch. Over to Wilbur Gomez. Speed. Plays on Sweat. And that'll comfortably go into the possession of Edwards, who will just continue to take the time off the clock. He plays on Wa. Oh, and that is given away by Alexander. Keyquan could put it, and he's not able to control that possession. Oh, and there's a lunging slide tackle by Carlos Martinez. And a red card, straight red, is shown. And the first challenge that he gets a straight red card. And there is the final whistle from the main official. That is the way this game ends, and Renegades will enter another final to face the winner of tomorrow's match between Lancaster and Braveheart SC. Renegades onto the final in the Northeast American North playoffs. Stick around for the interview headed your way next in just a couple of minutes.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University, and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards, so I know that they're together, and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer, and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game & Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
Here is Francis Argueta from Central Islip Sousa Sports Complex with Boris Linares, winner of today's match versus the New York Empire for the New York Renegades. Once again, another final for your team. You guys just don't get tired of winning. What led to today's victory against a very good defensive squad in the New York Empire?
Well, I've been studying them. So, I mean, we've been working on the scheme, and we held off on introducing it during the season. Because, we felt like we were cruising to our, keeping the same scheme, letting everybody see it. So, defensively, we keep doing what we're doing, starting to press on top and become very stingy. Our defensive line is strong and our six strong. So we still keep the scheme, but I knew I had changes that we've been working on all season, and then we were going to unleash it during the playoffs, so that was the plan to do. And we surprised the teams with what we came out with. It doesn't matter with what they were going to do. I knew they were going to try to line up the way they did, but, that's the name of the game in the playoffs. It's a different game. It's more defensive, it's hard, and, I knew they were going to come at us. They did a great job, had a great season. And, we're pressed, and, we're blessed also that we train hard, we work hard, and we come together as a family. And everybody says we make it look easy. It's not easy. These guys are amazing players and easy to coach, I would say, because they respond. They have that hunger, and it's easier to coach a team that has the hunger to win. That's what we've been about the whole time. It's just hungry. We left a bad taste in the mouth last season coming out the way we did. We tasted it. We want the national. That's what we want. And so anybody comes, we're focused on trying to get that.
And you guys have won by combined 11-0 in the last two matches. Is there something that your team can still improve on in the final, or is it more of the same that you're looking for?
More of the same, but yeah, there's things that we didn't even put out two plays, right, guys? So we didn't even pull out two plays that we've been working on. So, but it's happened. Unfortunately, one of the plays that we did, I thought it was onside, but it was called offside. On one of the plays, I think Junior let go, and then it went to the. So I mean, we do all these different crazy stuff, and. But again, it's more them. It's not me. It's more them. It's just I just, stay on top of them and try to be, keep them focused but it's easy, like I said, on a team that wants it and is hungry for it, and so mission is not accomplished. Obviously, we're going to go to the final, and we know it's going to be tough. Lancaster or Braveheart, Braveheart rivalry is legendary. So, we've been on the winning side of those, and we intend to continue. We made it clear very early in the season that we were going for it, and we knew that we had the bullseye on our back. But we're used to that. We're used to everybody wanting to beat us, and we had a focus the whole season, and it's hard to maintain, but we did that. So I'm glad that we were able to. Just want to shout out my family, my dad at home and everything, because he's been sick in Florida, and my sister. Love them. And this is a whole family affair. My family, work hard to help me. They help me with the stand. They're putting everything together, and the fans who come out and support us. And we're trying to do good things. Our academy is going good. We also had tremendous finishing. This is not the first team to make it to the Northeast Championship. I had all three of my academies make it. So it's just amazing. We're attracting the right kind of players, and that's what we try to do. And the hope is this time go to the Northeast Championship, win it, and then again refocus on the national run, because that's what we want, the national title.
Thank you, Coach, and all the best to the Linares family, as said here. And we'll take whoever wants to come next. Rosero, who now has 3 goals in his last 2 games. How did that feel, finding the net once again? It was just 3 goals in the first half. That was all that was scored this match, but it was all you guys needed to put in finishing touches on a clean sheet victory.
We knew that we had to finish the game in the first half. It was going to come down to who can, execute in those, in the final third and in the beginning of the game, and that's what we did, and we executed.
You guys had great plays on all 3 goals, because good passes, good execution. Is that something you guys work on in training, or is this more like you guys come up with these plays and all the talent is going to end up showing on the field?
I mean, it's a little bit of both, right? It's a little bit of muscle memory and a little bit of plays that kind of, you improvise on the field as well. But it's been something that's just been kind of progressing over the season. We didn't start like that in the first game of the season. It's been building, with the help of, with Boris and Boris and David, and just the plays that we've been doing. We're getting to the groove of things, and now we're really locking in and finishing, most of the chances, which are good. I'm pretty sure we finished like 3 of the 5 chances in the first half.
Yeah, that's right. And best of luck to you guys. Great performance against a very good team. The New York Renegades again advance to another final. They will face the winner of Braveheart Lancaster tomorrow. You'll see that match next weekend on Game and Frame.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, man.